Hi, and welcome to YFit Adventures. My name's Darren, and this channel is about backpacking, cooking, and finding your next adventure. We're here at the Levines Community Center, where we're going to be watching a demonstration from a world-renowned chef, David Soohoo, on how to prepare some Asian dishes. So let's go check it out.
Here's a wok, okay? So what is a wok? And most of you think you're cooks, but actually to be a chef by the Chinese way, by a seafood means, you actually have to know food science. That's the difference. So the food science is what I offer you. So European cooking is from 0 to 30,000 BTUs. That's because the steak cannot be rushed. Piece of bread, this fat cannot be rushed. Oh, yeah. But when I use steamed bread, I can rush it because there's no burning. When I slice food to be energy frugal, I need high heat to sear it. Make sense? So ethnic cuisine is very energy frugal. We're not necessarily the stereotype as the cause of global warming. The more we hear about some hot weather burning, we think, "Hey, those Chinese are burning us up." It's not true, okay? I'm just joking and serious at the same time to break these stereotypes through you, okay? Now let's get to a wok. What is a wok? A wok is a round pan. The reason why it's important is because it's food drops back in, but also think of this as a smoker. So I can't stand it now because it's smoking. I close it. So now it's a smoker. So wok is a smoker. If Bach did not put the oil, it would be an oven because there'd be no oil. See? Make sense? But it is also a griddle. Right? The griddle. So it's everything in one. Make sense? So heat transferred by conduction, by convection, which is moving around. Yeah. You have radiant heat because this thing actually glows because of the high heat. Now those are three energy transfer. Now, here's what's going on. The wok is dirty. Okay, see how dirty it is? It's not dirty. Somebody put oil in there. so we are taught to put oil in there. No, don't do it. I don't mean to sound arrogant. Don't do it. Because the reason why I would never eat food with old dried oil. The moment you put oil on the cookie sheet and don't clean it, what happens? It evaporates and it's gummy. It's a nightmare to the person cooking or cooking. So in the wok, right? Simply burn it. Like I'm doing. Cook. Enjoy. Don't put oil afterwards. So here's what you do. You have all that stuff that don't belong on there, including cockroaches, all burned off. Okay? And I put water on there, and I deglaze. That way anything don't belong on there floats to the top. See? So it floats to the top. And then you simply pour it into somewhere, okay? And this is where I will pour it behind me, and I'll get a second.
The wok is fine.
Yeah, the wok.
You can put it on the wok.
Yes, I will. I will get 2 towels in order to. Well, I got one more so that I don't. So I should ideally like 2 towels, but okay. Here we go. If you're use your common sense. Never stop using your common sense. So I talk too much, right? And then we're running out of water, so I have more water. You are in control. I do not. You have a Weber at home. You don't let people tell you how to do it, right? You take a stance. And the same thing with Weber. So here we go. We simply take this giant pan.
Those weeds need to be killed anyway.
So we want max amount of heat. See, there's never enough heat to clean it. Not because we're cooking, but because we clean it. Okay, see how it is? So now we have this burnt stuff, right? And there's a reason why we create that. Because actually it's called patina or called seasoning, right? So when I take a towel and I wipe it, there should be nothing. If there's something on there, turn that darn fire higher. And then we simply add water again until nothing happens. Okay, we've deglazed it again. That makes sense to you? Everything's common sense, right? Now that it's clean, I simply splash it onto the side, which would be, in the restaurant, would be the trowel there. And then I simply wipe it again. You see, now we're getting a good glaze. We got good stuff. Nothing is it's going to be my food because it's hard and rock. The only thing I don't like about this is humongous. This is a dim sum steamer. My God, Bach, what are you doing? See? so you know, at home just go the max. The restaurant we go 22 inches. This is humongous. Go 16 at home because 30,000 BTUs is your home. You'll be able to cook 1 or 2 dishes at a time. That's enough energy to do everything I do. This is so difficult for you, but could be done. So today, I'm going to cook enough for all of you because I almost have enough heat. Okay? But in fact, truthfully, this is not as hot as I can even have more. Because the reason I'm saying that is because in a real dim sum, this be clean already. So this will work to improve this burner. Okay. And I talk too much, so I have to do this again because I smell. It should be, I smell and I don't like it. And here we go again, right? Get rid of it. Now it's time to get serious, okay? And we go and we take, okay, let's shut this off 1 second. I have pre-sliced chicken ready to go. It's inside the refrigerator. Can somebody grab it? Elaine, do you know what I'm talking about? It's just it's right in the refrigerator, and you'll see a 2 gallon baggie. Okay, who's bored? Who's everybody with me? Okay, I'm gonna try to break the ice and give you some things that I don't want to teach you everything because the reason why we don't have time. You guys have to eat, okay? But here is carrot, right? Carrot. And you can actually leave it on, doesn't matter.
Slow down.
Yeah, see, because no matter what you do, it's going to create carbon. But the idea is I don't want to smoke it. Okay, here we go. So I want to show you how to cut carrots and be able to really save a lot of time, okay? Here we go. Take a carrot, take a knife like this. It's this potato chip knife, and like this, okay? You cut it, and you have that, okay? This is a restaurant cut. Oh. Yes, there it is. That's the problem when you must be organized, safe. So Elaine laughs. That's my wife, Elaine Ford. She's a food writer. She used to be the food editor of Sacramento Bee, and that's my story. I won't say anything else. Okay, so here's how you cut. You simply take this, right? Put it down, and go sideways. And don't worry about whether I use my finger this way. When you get older, you adapt. Do not follow because everybody has a different way of doing it. A strong person will chop. A weak person will this. Other people will slice. They're all good, okay? So don't try to mimic me because your body is not the same as mine, okay? Now look what's happening here. Basically you have this famous cut, fast, easy to do, and it looks like bird wings, right? Or basically your imagination. Okay, so here we go. Is that enough carrots for all of you?
No.
That's really what it's about. Do I have enough? Okay, and if I'm lazy, I buy some red bell pepper. That's enough. You don't have to work like this, okay? But here we got something nice. And carrots are known for being sweet, okay? And so here we have, next we want some onion. Why do we use onions? Because onion is sugar. Sugar makes you love it. Without sugar, you won't love it. Also, the other reason why your brain is wired to think that if it's sweet, it's young. Okay, so our brain is wired. So I want you to enjoy the broccoli beef by making it addictive. Sugar is addictive. So it's not necessarily good for you too much, but I now have you, now look very carefully. I'm cutting this way, right? Why would I do that? If I cut this way, it breaks for sandwiches. If I cut this way, it will never disappear. So I have to ask the question, do you like onions or do you not like onions? See, so that determines the way I'm cutting. Okay, so I cut big piece and little piece depending on what you want. There is no right and wrong, okay? And I wish I could just tell you one way. So I have something, broccoli, shortcut. I have 3 colors, makes your eyes happy. And I have protein. So this here is chicken. Well, if you go on the website with for the Chinese Historical Society of Southern California, you're going to see it somewhere if Eugene agrees the recipe. Okay, because it's too hard to try to print out all the recipes for everybody. The marinade is amazing. That's what it is all about. So you marinate correctly, it will never be dry. We put salt to bring out the flavor. We put cornstarch to lock in the juices. We put pepper to make you feel. Chili peppers give you sensual feeling. Okay? And we put oil so that it doesn't stick. Makes it juicier. Okay, another class. Okay, so now we get into, let's see here. So, gotta be organized here, right, Lane?
Yeah, I'd like you to go back to the onion.
Okay, what about the onion?
The way you slice it.
Yeah, if you cut it with the grain,
If you cut it with the grain,
it will melt in your mouth. If you cut it
no.
okay. See, it's difficult. So she's right.
It keeps its shape.
No, you guys know what I'm saying. If you cut against the grain, right, it'll crack. If you cut it with the grain,
With the
it will
grain,
not crack.
keeps its shape.
Yes. See? So everything we teach you is called yin yang. If you see, that's what people forgot. What is yin yang? That's what we don't practice anymore. Yin yang is we practice, gives us control, gives it. We be like water. We can adapt. Okay. For me to lie to you, you would love me, but I'm lying to you. So actors is the worst thing in the culinary world because you follow people without brainlessly thinking I'm great. So I truthfully, there's 2 sides to me, okay? One is a celebrity, the other is actually a real person. Okay, that's just the way it is, okay? But so here today, we're going to teach you something so you learn, okay? So I am with the old way, okay? We're teaching you the old way. Okay, here we go. Here we go again. We're talk too much, right? So now we have stuff we don't know what's on there, right? So what do? Water. Okay? And water. And you simply boil, no right and wrong. Then you carefully flip it over so that the water is and then you look at the wok, and that is seasoned. There's no secret to it. There is no secret. Do not put oil and try and burn it. It's a waste of time. Wherever the wok imperfection, with the proper heat, it will clean itself and will produce the natural Teflon, which is harder than Teflon. Carbon is harmless to your body. Okay, it's inert. Okay, moving it forward. We now take, want more onions? Sweeter. Okay? We have to be prepared. So I'm making broccoli chicken, right? So do I add chicken broth or do I add beef broth? Chicken. If I add beef broth to chicken, everybody love me. If I add chicken to chicken, beef people will be unhappy. Okay? Seriously. So when I'm in competition, I look at the group. Okay? This is olive oil. Why olive oil? Only because there might be some Italian there. See, so I'm serious. See, so you don't have to. The ideal oil for neutral, of course, is vegetable oil because it has no one group. Okay. So here we go. Peanut oil, pig lard, anything. There is no right and wrong. The reason why is Okay, now you're making me talk. The moment I talk, the wok burns again.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and do it. And we'll ask you questions later.
okay, all right, okay.
No,
So now it's too hot again.
I know. Okay, go
Explain it
ahead.
again. Water.
Okay, give me the water again.
No, he needs to be great.
Give me the water.
No
I'll tell
more
you why.
questions until he.
No, you guys
throws
all
the
need to
kitchen
know.
in.
Real cooking is 360 degrees. No food can withstand about 360. It's called burning your food. To produce that beautiful flavor, it must be below 360. Carbon steel is the worst conductor. It actually deflects the heat. Aluminum transfers. Carbon steel does not allow heat, gives me time. But when you put the food on there, right, the temperature drops 360, creates the perfect caramelization. You find the taste that you're looking for, okay? So here we go. Water guarantees me, looking at it, that it's clean, and I know that I hear the oil, and then I take chicken, okay, and then I take the
Sous chef here.
yes. See?
Tell me what you want and I'll give it to you.
So it's browning. Okay, common sense. Browning, producing a secondary flavor. Caramelizing, the sugars are now becoming caramel. In Vietnamese cooking, they have caramel. And they make caramel ahead and pour it in because you don't have enough heat to create caramel pouring in there. Okay? There we go. You see that food doesn't stick? You see, food doesn't stick. Okay? I take onion. Why onion? Makes it give the smell and make it sweet. And also I'm sacrificing onion to brown it because of caramel. So it's like adding caramel. Then we take broccoli. We don't want to burn the broccoli. This is a beautiful color. So that's why we put it last. How much? Depends on how many people.
Eric,
The other broccoli, that?
Eric,
Want another bag?
Somebody's yelling carrots.
I am.
You are? Oh, my wife is telling me how to cook. The reason why I put carrot last is because, dangerously speaking, is because I don't want carrot to be black. I want the beautiful color. Make sense? Okay. And the carrots next. Okay, because again, I don't want it to brown. Okay, we're done. Right? So now, I look at this and I say, do I have enough food for everybody? At this point, I can add mushrooms, anything I want, right? Okay, so now, we go chicken broth or beef broth. So if I use chicken broth, how much?
All of it.
No, the reason why you ask that question is because in northern China, we eat breads. Therefore, we don't want too much gravy. In southern China, you have rice, so we want a lot of gravy. Make sense? So everything is common sense. Your mother should have taught you this. Or your wife. So obviously I don't have enough, right? So I open up this, okay? And I could put water, I can do that too. But since I want you to have something good, something really, a lot of gravy, right? Okay. Now I have everybody, beef people love me, chicken people love me, and I put the lid on it. Why? For the same reason why we have the Weber, we put a lid on it. So you're looking at all these restaurants now that just simply boil it, and they boil in oil under 350 or water, then they glaze it with a barbecue sauce. That's not stir frying. So stir frying is when you have oil that carries the caramelized into my shirt. So tomorrow, broccoli, chicken, onion, okay? Because the oil went in my clothes. That's wok hei. So it could be bad wok hei but burnt. It could be good wok hei, right? So it's all depending on you. And you. Okay, now when I can smell the broccoli, what does it mean? It's cooked. The moment I can smell it is when I no, it's losing its essence. Okay, so mainly I need to think. See, I need to think. How am I going to flavor it? Right. So I can put sesame oil to make it Chinese. I don't have to. Okay, I mean, it's all optional. If I put oyster sauce, then the Cantonese love me. They're used to this. Okay, and it's relatively new to this culture. Why would I put dark soy? To make it brown and make it look expensive. It's all optional. If I want a clear sauce, leave it out. Okay? What do you want to know? Pepper. Same thing. Once again, I said pepper is to liven it up, make it sensual, because it makes your skin move. Okay? I know this stuff here, it's really something that needs to be in the cooking school. So here, right? Broccoli, chicken. I would call this I would call this a bird in the forest. Why? Because my ears need to eat. I look at this, it's beautiful, so my eyes are happy. It tastes good with oyster sauce. No, because I want you to taste it, right? Okay, more. And I want to make it Chinese if I want to, right? Some of you may not like the same one, so I'm just going to leave it out. It really is that way, okay? In parts of China, there's no thin soy, no salt, so they use thin soy. Everything makes sense. Now the only thing I need to do is thicken it. Okay? As I'm talking to you, all the wok is disappearing. Bad. bad. Okay? It's like I capture it. Okay? So you gotta say, David, shut up and finish up. Because as I heat it, all the essence gets overcooked and everything, okay? So forgive me, right? So if I overcook it, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some raw broccoli in there so it shuts you up. Or I might put some fresh bean sprouts or something to fool you. Because your argument is going to be, that David Soohoo overcooked it. But by putting raw bean sprouts, you're not going to argue. See?
David, can you talk about MSG?
MSG is the way, it's a recent phenomenon that we add MSG because it's the way the Japanese added, well, let me finish here. The Japanese eat with the eyes and rearing only, meaning, excuse me, the eyes, and it has to be healthy. So you're not allowed to smell. Yin. So by adding MSG or ingredients that have high glutamic acid, you're actually fooling your brain that there's meat in there. That's why a clear soup, the Japanese clear soup, it must be clear. By adding, you see what I'm getting at? Okay, I'm trying to figure out how we get that out of there. Is that cornstarch? I got water.
I got water.
Okay.
Put the water in it.
I'm almost there. I cannot stop. I must finish. Okay, so, okay, that's good enough, okay? So, okay, so that's why MSG came around about 100 years ago. It's not necessary. When you use good ingredients, don't use it. There's no need for MSG. You have the meat. You don't need to have extra umami, but you have it. Okay? Any more questions about MSG? MSG is just another ingredient. It's the way to cut back on meat. Makes sense? And that's really the reason why. So whenever you want to cut back on meat, add something high glutamic acid. And that includes Parmigiano cheese. It's another way. You put a lot of Parmigiano in, you won't miss meat. Because that also is umami. You put in tomatoes, that's umami. So then you won't miss meat. Because your brain seeks things. Any questions? So now the only thing is we gotta shut this down. And so forgive me, should be a little thicker. Okay? And then, so what did I use for thickening? Okay, so the Europeans use flour. Okay, give me a bowl or something. Is flour better or cornstarch better?
Small one first.
No.
About half and half.
50-50, right. So I make a mixture of 50-50, and then the sauce will be a little thicker, and it'll be, when you eat it, it's not just clear, it's actually tasty. Okay, so the question.
We don't have a big suri bowl.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to show you how it looks like and start going in there. You see, so obviously, of course, I want it less soupy, okay? But because I have to hurry, but I can still do it, but anyway, so here we go, okay? think that this is, you have a lot of food there. You have a lot of joke. There's enough joke for all of you, quite a bit, okay? Give me another one. Is that okay?
It's a three.
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to get it out of the wok. Okay, so any questions about broccoli chicken? Okay. You can do it, okay? You can do it. Okay, you're welcome, of course, okay? And then we're going to go out in there and Jack, can you give us an epilogue?
What? Epilogue?
Yeah. Conclusion.
All right, I will. All right, so thank you, David. Well, let me give a quick, how many of you, by watching him and hearing what he said, learned something that you didn't know about wok cooking?
Yep.
Okay. Almost every,
Yeah, everybody. Well, thank you.
almost every hand went up. And I think that's what's important. Many of us have been cooking for much of our lives, and think, you know, we learned all kinds of things. But thank you, David, for teaching us at least something new for almost all of us, I think all of us, about wok cooking. And then we get to go home and experiment that.
Again, this is about Thai Sing, okay? And I want to let you know again, tie it all together. The culture of Thai Sing, there is a lot of good stuff. You know, I think that we're going to review.
Or maybe Thai saying use yin yang.
Definitely, there's no question.
No question.
Question.
You did. That's why his sourdough biscuits turned out so well. He added yin yang.
When I worked for Baron Hilton, Paris Hilton's grandfather, we took his duck, which is never marinated. So we had a Chinese marinade. So he had the French duck breast with the red wine sauce, and then all of a sudden you eat it.
Okay.
And that's what Thai Sing did.
Yeah.
Thai Sing. Okay.
All right. I want to thank David because, you know, he went through a lot thinking about what to present, what to talk about, and then doing this demonstration with this giant wok. And of course, this is all stuff that he didn't get to work with in advance. So it's not like he's cooking it in his home kitchen. So thank you for David for giving us the demo and explanation at the same time you're trying to cook, explaining what's going on.
Thanks for watching EFED Adventures, as we learn from Chef David Soohoo how to make broccoli chicken with oyster sauce in a wok, and how Thai Sing's history involved yin and yang. Till next time, take care, and let's find your next adventure.